Stand tall, walk free. Tell me about the Middle Eastern really quickly.
Bin Laden's family, he has a big family, he had a big family, and they were in Saudi Arabia. And the family owned property in Houston, Texas, and was close to the Bushes. They were friends.
Okay.
Associates.
And tell the audience what happened.
And they've been to each other's houses.
Tell the audience about the Bush's family, how they got away with 9/11.
Yes, on the time when 9/11, when they were attacked, when New York City was attacked, the Bushes were on a plane, and they were out of. They got away. They escaped Washington.
Well, you know, the Bushes were into the. They were into a lot of bad things, you know, like oil and stuff like that, and stocks and all that. So they invested in a lot of stocks and oil, and that war made them money, you know, with the bankers and all that.
Yes.
So that's really interesting. Anyways, George Bush is not to be trusted, the father or the son. They're really a corrupted family.
Yes.
You've been talking about that, right? About the Bushes?
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the Bushes?
Well, George Bush Sr., he was involved with the Vatican. I want to mention that he was with Pope, I forget the last Pope that there was, Pope John. He was at the Vatican, and they're doing dealings together. And he was involved with the CIA. That's who he was involved with.
Well, you know, the Vaticans, they have a lot of things going on. The army of the Vatican's in Rome, and there's a lot of things that people don't know, that it's not just a Catholic religion, it's also political things that are going on in Rome. Also,
Yeah.
I want to go back to Alameda, California, about...
I want to mention one more thing.
Henry. Let's go back and talk about Henry really quickly. Were you glad when Henry alerted you about your husband, that it was staged?
Yes, but I was told that the Alameda Police Force was part of the Vatican Army, and I believe that they were.
They were tied in?
Yes.
And they were tied into, what's the name of the church?
St. Joseph's Church.
Okay, what were you talking about?
Yes, they were.
You were saying something?
They were involved with the Vatican.
No, but you were saying something else earlier. You wanted to mention something.
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what you were wanting to mention about the Vatican.
Yes.
Can you let the audience know really quickly about the Alameda Bank, that it's tied into the church?
The Alameda Bank was run by Kemp. He was the head of the bank, and he was tied in with the people from St. Joseph's Church. And I think he was corrupted, because a lot of the money disappeared from my husband's bank account.
And what about Gertrude Carl's?
And it was Gertrude Carl's accounts that my husband was in charge of.
And so what happened to the bank, Alameda Bank?
It's now a U.S. bank. They sold.
Do you know about when this happened?
I think there was a big cover-up.
Do you know about when this happened? What year?
This happened in
the 90s?
Yes.
Late 90s?
Late 90s.
Okay.
I think it sold in 2000.
Okay, I also want to mention the rent increase before we end this conversation. Alameda has had a lot of things going on, but it's just getting out of hand, the rent increase. And I want to mention about the Atlantic Apartments. There's a lot of people that are on Section 8 at the Atlantic Apartments. And particular, a one-bedroom is usually $1,800 or so. And what's happening now they want $2,200 for a one-bedroom. And these people that are on low-income housing, they're going to have to be forced to move out, because the housing authority will not pay for that, you see.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I think it's highway robbery, and I think it's illegal, and it should be stopped. And that's why we should have rent control.
Well, they're
like to see
they're
what
trying to
it's
do something with City Hall and the Housing Authority, but it's going beyond its means. And Mr. Trump needs to get involved with this rent control and all this stuff that's happening in different cities, because people are starting to live outside. They're starting to live in their cars, and people are wondering, why are there so many homeless people right now?
Right.
So we're going to end this for now. Stand tall, walk free.